Grip is great. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a 2023 Genesis G70 Sport Prestige. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden, Utah for giving me some time with this G70. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below if you're ready to order one of these 2023s now that they are finally out. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the video. So under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 20 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 252 horsepower and then 260 pound-feet of torque. And I love how it says turbo, and then you've got like the carbon fiber print. Pretty cool. Now let's go over the front end of this G70, and this is my favorite color on the new G70 now. It's called Tasman Blue, and it is, of course, beautiful. Haha, I've made that joke like a million times, but you know what? It never gets old. Now we've got the Genesis logo here, which is actually pretty close in color to, well, the Tasman Blue. But yeah, you guys can see just the metallic flake in it. It is just fantastic. Now I've got Genesis's signature lights here at the front with the daytime running lights and the LED headlamps. We've got parking sensors here on the front end with the sensor there in the middle. And you guys can see the rest of the grille. I think it all looks great. We've got all the chrome trim around the center as well. And yeah, overall, it's a great looking car from a front end perspective. Look at that. Coming around the side here, we've got two 25mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front, and then two 55mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the back. Now, from a design perspective, you can see here that the wheels are darker in coloration, which is actually pretty cool to contrast the blue. Now, you can also see here with the wheels how you've got like the smaller spoke and then the larger spoke. I think that is pretty interesting. We've got this little venting piece here on the side. It's mostly closed off, but little portion of it is open. And then look at the body lines, they pop here again with this Tasman Blue. And then look at the mirrors here, and then notice here with the stock how that's kind of darker in color, and you can see with the trimmer on the windows. And if we take a few steps back, there you go. So here's our key fob for the G70. We have our lock function, unlock, remote start, that's for the lights, and then this is to open up the trunk. So I'll press that and then it'll pop right open. And popping here inside, you can see this little storage area right there, and then notice it's actually pretty solid from a storage capacity perspective. And then we've got our spare tire underneath as well. And yeah, aside from that, when you're all done, you just gotta grab it like normal and pop it down. Now finishing things up with the rest of the rear, so you can see how it's kind of like shaped to be kind of like a little bit of a ducktail here at the rear end. And then I love the taillights here. Got the G70 badge, of course, Genesis. We've got our 4-wheel drive badge here. Parking sensors integrated into the rear. And then I love the look of the exhaust. It's just on one side. And, well, let me give you guys a 3/4 angle too on the car. Yeah, look at that. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Look at the material use. Just looks absolutely fantastic. Then it's perforated down below, and you can see more padding than the stitching that goes across. We have our Genesis logo right here. And here is the rear seat. So again, notice the contrasted stitching perforated all down the center portion. Now the driver's seat is kicked back a little bit, so just understand that. This is more accurate from a room perspective right there. Anyways, here you go if you have the driver's seat back. And then notice we've got some vents right here, USB port. We have our little storage net. And then we've got our cup holder armrest situation with the metallic trim that goes around. Oh, seat controls, just like other Genesis models. Now let's head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. You can see again with the trim piece here at the top. We do have memory seats, blind spot monitoring for the mirrors, and then again perforated here in this section. You can see the padding down below. All of the window controls, the mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in. And we got some speakers for the sound system. And then here's the front seat. Again, notice how it's like perforated down the center portion. We do have our power adjustments here on the side of the seat. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see because of the lighting. Lumbar as well. Pedals look really nice. And then we've got our gas cap release. You got the trunk release. Steering wheel is power adjustable. Let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel for the G70. You can see really nice material use here at the top and at the bottom. It's smooth to the touch, and then it's perforated here on the side with the leather, so you get a little bit of a better grip. And then you guys can see here with the contrasted stitching there in the center portion. We've got really nice paddles here on the back for that 8-speed automatic. Voice command, volume controls. We've got controls for the center stack. It does have adaptive cruise control and steering assistance as well. Turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and there's the steering wheel. Now we have a pretty interesting gauge cluster. So we have like the analog gauge here to the side, which looks very nice and upscale. And then we have the screen over here on the other side, which does look nice and upscale, but it's just kind of interesting how it's all mixed together here with the G70. Now also I can scroll through a few different menus, see different bits of info on the vehicle, and then like I can scroll through these menus as well to see that. We do have some different drive modes, which is cool. So we have our Eco, Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and then we have our Custom. It actually sounds like it gets a little bit louder in Sport Plus mode. Now it doesn't do anything too crazy, it just makes it, you know, right at the bottom it says Sport Plus. But anyways, there's the drive modes. So here's the center infotainment system. First off, if we pop it in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, parking sensors, front and rear, and then notice how I can kind of change the camera viewpoint. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, and let me actually turn down the vent right there so you guys can hear me a little better. Response time, fantastic, as you can see. I mean, look, just instant response time with it, which I really appreciate. And I think it looks great from just like a resolution perspective. Got the sounds of nature. What more could you ask for in life? I mean, come on. You can see here with the stitching on the dash, and then down below again looks really high quality. And then even the vents, look at the little handles right there. We've got some nice trim on it. Stop start button, right? And then look at all these controls here. Again, nice finishes on everything. Dual zone climate controls, heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel. And then you can see we've got our little charging area down below with the wireless phone charging pad. Shifter for that 8-speed automatic transmission. And then we have our drive mode select here in this area with the stability control, auto hold. That's for the camera system, parking sensors, and then that's for the parking brake. And then notice here, we've got the cup holders. Again, look at the trim all around. Center console is pretty normal with the USB in there. And then notice the stitching all connects. And then here's the glove box set up on it. And then finishing things up here at the very top, you can see we've got our sunroof situation, control for the sunroof right up there, and then sunglass holder as well. Darker colored headliner. There you go. Now here is the window sticker for this G70. You can see here with all the standard equipment, feel free to freeze the frame if you want to read all of that. The main thing I want to focus on, warranty. 5-year 60,000 mile basic warranty, 10-year 100,000 mile powertrain, which is just crazy. That's so good, especially compared to other luxury cars. And then you can see here with added features. So first off, this blue paint, $575, money well spent. Base price though, $41,250. And then after all options on this one, including the Sport Prestige package, $47,390 is the total price. Let's see how she drives with the 2.0. Let's check my visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do it, blind spot monitoring, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So setting off in the G70. Is this gonna be the 2.0 slow or the 2.0 fast? I had to say that because I don't know. I thought it was funny. It sounded better in my head, but then when I actually blurted it out, it actually wasn't as funny. But anyways, let's talk about how this car is. So first off, seat comfort. It's actually really good. Now, I actually had one of these as a loaner for a week from Genesis. It was a 2022, and it was such a comfortable car to drive around for a week. They've just done an amazing job at making this like a really nice luxury vehicle. And yeah, it's just great. Now you can see handling here, going around the roundabout. It's great. It handles really flat. It's very controllable. It's, you know, right on par with the German sports sedans. Now popping into the Sport Plus mode, notice that it'll automatically downshift for me, makes things a little bit more aggressive, but it definitely does kind of read into what you're doing with the throttle. If you're not going too deep into the throttle, then it you know, kind of lets things up a little bit. But anyways, grip is great. And this is not the 2.0 slow, right? This is actually, it's quick. Gonna pop back into comfort. We'll get another acceleration on the way back. But yeah, it's got good torque, and this is not a huge car. So like this is adequate from a power perspective. Brakes feel great too. What is happening with this van? Are you turning? Are you going straight? Okay. Anyways, yeah, I love the low end torque with this. So we're gonna get, oh, I'm not in sport mode. Noob mistake. Okay, now we're gonna get an acceleration. Yeah, it's solid. It's super solid. So yeah, let's sum things up here with the G70, the 2023. So first off, the new version of the G70 just looks so beautiful on the outside. It is a fantastic looking car. And then from an interior perspective, same thing. Again, this isn't even the highest interior package you can get, and this feels very nice, very upscale. Again, especially considering the price point, right? And let's talk about price, right? This is under $50,000, and you're getting really solid performance, a nice interior, nice luxury features. Like, this is a super solid value play, and that's why a lot of people are switching over to Genesis, frankly, is because you're getting similar performance, an interior that is as nice, if not nicer, than German rivals at a lower price point, right? It doesn't make sense as to how Genesis is able to manage this, right? It's crazy, but they're doing it, and it's working exceptionally well. And there's tons of people coming from Audi, BMW, Mercedes over to Genesis because, again, you can get so much car for the money. And yeah, that's what the G70 is. And this 2.0 engine, it's great. It is more than enough. That's going to sum things up for our video on this G70. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Genesis of Linden for giving me some time with the G70. Check out the inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you in the next video.